Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Investors are more empowered than ever before to invest in companies they believe in. Joining us for Financial Literacy Month, we have Tommy Tranfo, strategist at Stocktwits. Tommy, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks so much, Jill. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Let's talk more about that. I mean, the platforms that are available for investors and the choices and products that they have are more than they've ever had in the past. Tell us what you're seeing out there.
Look, so one of the themes that people have forgotten about over the last year, but was incredibly emergent over the decade in the financial sector, has been the democratization of finance. And what we're seeing right now is the downstream impact of what more and more people getting access to the markets look like. One of the most emergent trends of the so what of all of this is that market activity has become increasingly looking more and more like political activity. And we think that correlation is here to stay and is probably going to accelerate in the future.
Are you seeing any interesting parallels between the dot-com bubble and the current AI craze?
I definitely think you can make the comparison between the dot-com bubble, but I think the better comparison to use would be, what happened with the 3D printing companies, over the last, decade in the 2010s, where you had incredible companies like Triple D see these insane valuations because of all this hype around 3D printing and this belief in this really idyllic future that, we're going to have everything to our cups and PC parts, printed in our home 3D printer. And I think, this is looking more and more like, that. And I think the important thing to note isn't necessarily the individual speculation occurring in a lot of these companies. People are joking on the streams right now that, hey, all we need to do to get rich is create a list of names of all the companies that mention AI in their ticker or in their symbol name, and we're gonna buy some calls. And that's the play right now. And so there's a whole contingent of people partaking in that stuff. But I think the more important thing is that demonstrates that there are speculation is back in the markets. There are people who are wanting to invest in these kind of ideas, and I think that's a signal that people are taking to hey, maybe we're kind of over this last year of chop low, this kind of brutal bear market. Maybe this speculation is a sign that things could be getting back to the bull.
So then, do you think it's kind of that risk-on mode propelled by FOMO that is not even just driving investors towards trends like AI, but towards high-growth stocks in general?
I think it's been incredibly hard because over the last a year and a half, the retail investor strategy that has been, trademarked BTFD has been performing so horribly that I think there's still so much pain and disinterest in the market from that crowd that, I wouldn't say that the speculation around the overall market, moving to the upside is buzzing, but I think you're starting to see the groundworks of enthusiasm starting to be there. You're seeing the signs of, hey, over the last few months, especially year to date, the indices don't look that bad. You have comments from people like Warren Buffett, being, hey, your money's safe in American banks. Don't worry about this, banking, kerfuffle. And so I think you're starting to see that there are reasons to begin to believe that, we could be seeing a resurgence in the bull market.
To counter that a bit, though, this is a very different liquidity, interest rate macro environment than we've seen over the past, let's call it 14, 15 years, where the FOMO trade, and to your point, BTFD was working. And as much as people want buying the dip back, and as much as they want that liquidity in the marketplace, it just doesn't exist. It's almost like you're trying to fight a mantra that existed for a decade and a half, but it's not the same environment. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I think over the last decade, right, there has been so many different things that you could point to for reasons for why the bull market shouldn't exist, reasons for why investors shouldn't be enthusiastic about innovation happening in the economy. You can point to global uncertainty like Ukraine. You can point to our deficit. You can point to the Fed right now and all these other issues. But despite all of that, we had one of the most amazing bull markets in our lifetime or forever, really. And so I think that there are reasons, there are good arguments for both sides. And what's exciting about a place like Stocktwits is that you're seeing people make really good arguments on both sides for hey, this is looking really bad, things are going to get worse, or hey, things are actually starting to look a little bit better. And so you can pick and choose whatever narrative you like, and no one at the end of the day knows what's going to happen. And so it's up for us to pick what you like and make your bets.
Yeah, that's what's great about the platform. It's always good. A great sentiment read, that's for sure. Appreciate the insight as always, Tommy. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Joe.